Hello, I'm here to speak about VGS. VGS stands for Volkswagen Group Specialist. We work on the four major group cars in the Volkswagen network, which consist of Volkswagen, Audi, Seat and Skoda. We started VGS 10 years ago, trying to revolutionise the way that people viewed the vehicle repairer. In fact, the reason I left the main dealer was because I was working with a colleague under a car in a dealership, and my friend was drumming up work by slashing rubber gaiters with a knife. So, torn between reporting a friend and my personal beliefs, I decided to leave the main dealership and find another job. After working in the industry on and off for a good number of years, I decided to have a bit of a change and I became a software developer. I worked for Roehampton Hospital and continued to learn it up for a couple of years after that. Meanwhile, a good friend of mine, George, who has worked on cars since leaving school, was talking to me about starting up his own business, and he wanted to ask me some questions as he knew that I've run several small businesses in the past. So I gave George my views, we bounced some ideas of each other, and that was that until one day George called me out of the blue and he wanted a meeting, which is strange because we were mates and mates don't have meetings. We met up in Krispy Kreme in New Malden, the closest place between my work and his work, plus they do banging donuts. George wanted to start a partnership. George had already taken the plunge and left his job at Croydon VW, and he was struggling a little bit. So I said to him I needed some time to make this decision. So on one hand, I had an extremely well-paid job, but a job that I hated. On the other hand, I had a chance to make something new and help out a friend in the process. So I quit my job and we started planning our new business venture together. So the idea is that we could do any work that a main dealer could do, but in your front garden at a fraction of the price and complete, honest and reliable service. So first of all we needed a van, so £500, small road trip, we picked up a caddy. Then we started to canvass our local areas. We would keep a record and map out and retarget all of the areas that were getting the most hits. 2 years later, we got ourselves a workshop. We would work roadside. If it was too rainy or too snowy, we would go back to the workshop. Next, we hired an apprentice. So Josh came to us when he was 15 years old. He stayed till he was about 23 years old. He used to really enjoy our time here. We used to have a lot of fun. We used to do winter projects where we would get an old wreck of a boat and then we would do it up over the winter, take it sailing. We did quads, racing cars, all sorts of stuff. So all the time we're doing this, we're still getting new customers, we're working hard. 2 years after that, we've got about 1,800 customers, all returning. So the unit next door became available. We decided to make the plunge and hire that. So it was a shell. We had to literally make the blueprints ourselves, do all the building work. We would leave work at 6 o'clock in the evening and we would carry on working there till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. The landlord literally give us 4 weeks to complete all of the work, get out of our old unit and into our new one. The client base is still going up. That year we sent out 3,200 Christmas cards to our customers. So the workshop looked pretty good when we were done. We kitted it out with a few £1,000 worth of ramps, and we started to hire new staff. Then Joey managed to get his bird up the duff. So we had our biggest responsibility yet, to make Joey able to support his family comfortably. So with that, we needed to seek advice. So we asked Alison Warner to come and help us out. So Alison Warner's a financial coach. She noticed straight away that we didn't have any figures, we were doing loads wrong. So she helped us out and she taught us how to understand the numbers that we were getting out of our accounting software. So after that, it's just a little bit of hard work, carrying on, trying to make sure that we don't overspend, that we're charging the right, that we're giving a good service. This year, hopefully, we'll be in a position to have a deposit large enough to buy our own place. So we've seen a lot happen over the 10 years. The main thing that we've been able to keep is we wanted to, from the outset, we wanted to revolutionise the way that people looked at the garage industry. So we wanted to have a completely open practice. We wanted to be completely honest, reliable, give a fantastic service. We wanted to have highly trained staff, and all of that we've been managed to maintain that throughout. And more importantly, any member of staff that came to us had the same ethos as us, like not to screw the customer. The best advertising you can have is to make the customer want to come back year after year, and we've been able to achieve that. Thanks for listening. See ya. Bye.